Hi and welcome, legends, chart artists. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Blood in the streets. What is happening with Bitcoin? And as you can see, the alts are absolutely bleeding here to the downside. Double-digit corrections. Exactly what I was waiting for. So, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. And it looks like I got it. And definitely still building out my swing positions, still adding to my spot bags. Dips are made for buying, right? Dips are not to scare you away. You want to buy the red, you want to sell the green. We have a beautiful red day. Beautiful, I'm using the word beautiful red day today because that is where you jump into action. Right, how is everyone doing? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Please let me know in the comments if the mic is good, if you guys can hear me. Okay, appreciate you guys joining. I will keep this a little bit short. I thought, let me go live and just calm the fear out there. I see a lot of people sending personal messages, got liquidated. What do I do now? I FOMO sold. I saw the price going down and I jumped out of my positions. It's not how you're supposed to trade. Okay, you need to trade with good risk management. Know your plan. What is your plan? What is your trading plan? Okay, let's look here at the price of Bitcoin. Can we still go lower? Definitely a possibility. Okay, so for those of you that did watch my live stream yesterday, you will know that I discussed this bearish pattern that we are currently in. Okay. And we broke down, we retested it, and can we find continuation here to the downside? Okay, the structure, and this is what I discussed yesterday during the first couple of minutes of my live stream. The structure that I am still keeping an eye on is this structure over here, okay? Where I highlighted that what if we do this, okay, and then we get a bounce. Or we can even come here to the 786. To me, this is my game plan for now until I get invalidated. And this is my invalidation. Simple as that, okay? Never deploy more capital than what you can afford to lose. And this is my game plan for now, is that looking at this momentum that we have here at the downside between this pivot and this pivot, when I go onto CVD, what I like about CVD now at the moment is I'm here on the 5-minute time frame. Let me see if I can zoom in that far using the 5-minute time frame. Okay, it's taking too long to load up. Let's try the 1 hour. Okay, while I wait for that to load up, that's going to take a little bit or longer than I expected, is that we now have nice bullish CVD between this pivot and this pivot. And yesterday during my live stream, we only had bullish CVD when the price was over here on the blue line. Now we have bullish CVD on both the blue line and the yellow line. And I can just expect that if price comes down further, it will just aggressively build the bullish CVD more so. Okay, expecting a bounce here to the upside. Right, invalidation of the scenario is like I've just mentioned. Just take the scribble out, is that if we had to come down here, we perhaps retest the all-time highs and we could find ourselves with a deeper correction. I am not ruling out any bearish situations. Okay, but this is my game plan for now, is to say that I have an invalidation. I will be building my positions in this fib. Ideally, I don't want us to see tap the 0.88 because, as I explained yesterday, probability-wise, and it's all a game of probabilities, is that we could come down here, tap the 0.88, retest the 0.618 and find continuation to the downside. And if this scenario had to play out, there's a chance that I might be cashing out some of my positions here. Okay, I do not FOMO out of my trade as we are dropping. I don't even have to wait for my stop loss to be hit. When you get a retracement and you know, okay, you've hit the 0.88, there's a high chance that any corrective or any move to the upside becomes corrective. Okay. And it usually go as high as the 0.618. It can even go to the 50% FIB level, or even more beautifully, it will retrace the scene of the crime and then find continuation to the downside. So we just have to keep the bearish scenarios in the back of our minds. And that is why we have risk management, to protect ourselves. Okay. Looking at it from a bullish perspective, and I think this is where most people will enjoy the bullish perspective, is to say that, well, is there still a chance for us to go higher? Of course, there's still a chance. I'm tracking, you see, I've got a small little trend over here. I'm just tracking the momentum here to the upside, because without making it technical, keeping it as simple as possible, without knowing swing failure patterns or Fibonacci, you could literally take all of this out the way, just delete all of this, just delete it, and say, I am just tracking this momentum to the downside. You can even take the all-time high out there, and you can play it as simple as, well, if we do find momentum here and we come back up and we break this trend successfully, perhaps we come back for a retest, I will be taking profits on the way up and leaving some of the position if we do go higher. Okay, and your trading setup could look something like this, where you're targeting the high as a final TP, you enter at the breakout, stop loss below the low, wherever that low is going to form. You know, it might look something like this, and then you know, okay, there's my stop loss. Risk to reward 3.63 makes the trade worthwhile, and we're only speculating based on what could potentially happen over here. And then you have a nice trade here. To the upside, you always look to the left for resistance and pivots, and that is usually where you take profits. TP1, TP2, TP3, leaving some of the position open for higher levels. Okay, cool. That is the simplest trading strategy that I've ever shared with anyone, and it has made me significant gains with this momentum to the upside, especially on some of my favorite altcoins. Okay, if you'd like to come and trade with me, as always, link down in the description. Let me just zoom in here. I've got Bybit, where you get 20% discount on your fees. Also get, when you deposit $100, you trade $500 in volume, you get $30 back. Mexi, I see Mexi have just increased their fees from 0.01 to 0.02. Nonetheless, still the cheapest exchange that I'm using at the moment. Great for scalping, no KYC required. Go down, sign up right now, come trade with me. Obviously with good risk management and not risking more than what you can afford to lose. Right, so let's go back onto the bullish scenario. That was a simple trading strategy that I explained over here. Let's just take it a step further now, is to say that, well, perhaps another scenario, bringing the FIB back into place, and then now go switch on some daily levels, okay? And now we look at this situation over here, and I even can go and do, okay, before I get to that, is to say another scenario is, at the 0.618, I do see some confluence. Okay, we have confluence with this consolidation area, and we also have confluence with these highs over here, where we have a daily level. Between the 0.618 and the 786 is also known as the golden pocket, right? And this daily level, beautiful consolidation, support from the highs. So if we had to come back down here, I do expect a bounce. I'm not saying the bounce is going to do this. All I'm saying is I am expecting a bounce. Okay, how high that bounce will go, no one knows. Perhaps it goes against the trend and it rejects and it falls back down. Okay, so we could have an SFP from this daily level, and you will just need to make sure that you take profits on the way up. The beauty about SFP strategies is that you get to get in at the lowest point, where with a breakout strategy, you enter a little bit higher, but you have more of a confirmation of a trade, and your stop loss is a little bit further away as well. Okay, so do you guys see the difference in the strategies? Is that the simple strategy can make you a lot of cash, but if you don't apply good risk management, you can bleed out your account. And I do see a lot of people do not apply good risk management. They go in all in with their account on 10x leverage, and every time they get stopped out, they blow a big hole into their account. Okay, it's not the way to trade. So this is what I'm looking at from a swing failure perspective, is that perhaps we SFP from this daily level for continuation to the upside. What I also like about the daily level is, and I've explained it to our legends this morning in our Discord group, also linked down in the description, 25% discount, is if I take a trend-based fib, okay, from the high that we've made, so it's a B, Okay, all good. Can you please take a look at EGLD and Mina? Cool, I'll go look at that now. Right, is the following. Okay, C waves. So I'm now trying to work out a C wave target. So what if this, I like to play what if scenarios. What if this is an A, B, corrective C to the downside, and we're going to start finding momentum back again to the upside. So I'm focusing here on the bullish scenario. Okay, 1-to-1 ratio is a common C wave target. And it so happens that the 1-to-1 and the daily level line up perfectly with each other. Okay, and that is why I'm also expecting a bounce, at least in this area. I'm not calling for this. Like I said, I am expecting a bounce to make some profits, and perhaps we will see what happens when we get here at this trend, because this could also be a bump and run scenario. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with bump and runs. Okay, bump and run, and you can go Google it as well, where it basically is you have two touches, you have a massive drop to the downside. So you have 1, 2 touches, you have a massive drop to the downside, and it can go further, and then you steeply recover. And then this is what they call a bump and run, where you go claim the high. Okay, 2 touches, a massive drop to the downside, and you break through and you claim the highs, and you could potentially even go to higher levels. Okay, we do have a daily level to compete with when we do get above here. You'll see here I have a daily level at $73,127, and that daily level might differ depending on which exchange you are using. Okay. Also, for those of you that don't know how to add daily and weekly levels, very simple. Just quickly, you go into the daily time frame. Just zoom in a little bit here. Okay, would it help if I take the pen out? Okay, where you have an open and a close at the same level, and there's no price action that's gone through it as yet. So this wick is below this daily level. That is what I call a daily level. You switch on your magnet, you snap it on so that it doesn't move around during different time frames. And here you can see this is the daily level that I'm referring to. Open and a close, 2 days at the same level. You snap on your daily level, and usually you get reactions at those pivot points. And depending on how bullish or bearish the market is, it can smash through those levels. But when you are ranging it, the market does respect those levels very well for little scalp trades, range trading to the up and to the downside. Okay, cool. So let's go back to 1 hour. Right. Okay, cool. What is happening over here on the 1 hour? Just want to wrap this up. So basically, I am looking at this structure, just to summarize, to build swing positions that I've showed you yesterday as well. I'm adding to my swing positions, and I have a clear invalidation. That's my invalidation. Okay. And by all means, price can do this, and then it decides to recover. And I'm like, now I'm out of the trades. I should have just left it a little bit longer. It's just not how I trade. I don't trade on, I hope, I think it might. I do not. I have a clear invalidation. I plan my trade, and if it does this, I don't care. I wait for the next setup, and I analyze the price, what is happening over here, and I will share those setups during my live streams and legend updates in the mornings with everyone. Okay, cool. Because it can do this. And then you're like, yes, thank God I cashed out here, because I would have been so deep under the water over here. Right. Okay. So that is kind of what I'm seeing here on the price of Bitcoin at the moment. Let's see if CVD loaded up. Yes, we've got CVD that's loaded up now nicely. Okay. So as you can see here on the 1 hour time frame, this is what I wanted to point out. Okay, it looks a bit weird. Is this the 1 hour time frame? Okay, cool. Anyways, what I wanted to show you guys is just quickly bullish CVD now both on yellow and on blue. Okay. And you can see that even if we find momentum here to the downside, it will keep on dropping, creating more bullish CVD. It is not a guarantee that it will definitely do this and come and claim these highs. Okay. All I'm saying is there's a higher probability. Like I said, trading is a game of probabilities. You are gambling. You know, a lot of people call trading gambling, but I call it smart gambling if you know what you are doing, is because you know exactly how much you are risking, how much you are going to make, and how you are going to execute the trade. So it's more like poker playing, you know, there's a skill involved in it as well. It's not just black and white, I close my eyes and I hope for the best. No, that is not trading. Okay, so from a probability perspective, there's a high probability that we can come and claim this high, even if we have momentum down here. And then obviously if we claim this low over here, it invalidates the bullish CVD. Okay, but also I want to see when we do get a move up, you could have bearish CVD countering the bullish CVD. So it's not as straightforward, but from a simplistic perspective is if we had to turn around here, the target is the high. Okay. So we do have yellow and blue in our favor at the moment. So I'm ticking some boxes to say that can we turn around here at the 618 or at the daily level or even where we are right now. And the boxes are saying, yes, there's already 2 ticks. We have massive bullish CVD between those 2 pivots. Okay. So perhaps this trade can even front run some, you know, there could be lots of professional traders that are waiting for this level. They have their limit order set here. They're going to, you know, limit order into this scenario. And then this happens. It front runs them. Okay. So definitely a possibility that we can turn around from here as well and just move up. Okay. Just trying to go through all the scenarios that could potentially play out here. Right. But for the moment, based purely on data that I have in front of me, and it's not because I feel like it and I want the price to be bullish, based on data, we have a higher probable chance that we will find at some point continuation to the upside to at least come and claim these highs. Okay. There's just data pointing me into that direction. Hope it makes sense. Okay, let's go look at Mina and some of the coins that I've got here on my swing positions. Okay, so first up, you see I made a little list here. These are the current trades that I'm in at the moment. Let's look at Atom. And you will see I'm looking at a similar structure to Bitcoin. Right, I'm here on the 4 hour. It just makes it easier. Okay, I'm here on the 4 hour. Oh, nice blood in the streets. Okay. And I'm looking at this structure, a fib from the bottom to the high. I'm looking at this structure. We've tapped the 0.618 here already on Atom. Okay, you can see the nice reaction that we got. We could come down as low as the 786, and a clear invalidation for me is below this pivot. Okay, I don't want to see price come down here. Right. And that's basically what I'm looking at on Atom. I'm also tracking this momentum here to the downside to say that, well, potentially if we do get support over here, we could have a nice breakout strategy trade as well. So you can play the swing failure. Perhaps from this low, we have a swing failure. Okay. Or you wait for the safer trade, which comes with a little bit more risk and expecting us to come and claim this high and this high. Okay. So similar structures that I'm looking at when I mirror it to where Bitcoin is at the moment. Let's look at DOT. Okay, similar structure from the low to the high. We are now at the 50% FIB level, kind of where Bitcoin is at the moment as well, is that we could still come and bounce on this support area over here. Nice support. I just want to see why do I have the support from the highs over here. You can see. So we basically flipped RS flip, we flipped the resistance into support, okay, and we're currently finding upwards momentum, so I don't want to see us lose this level. Okay, I want for bullish momentum to continue to the upside, you really want to see this level hold, and you do sometimes with altcoin, or not sometimes, in many cases you get those weeks to the downside, but you want to see a quick recovery, okay, and then it finds strength back to the upside. Right, hope that makes sense. Take the scribble out here. Let's go on to Algo. I'm just going to quickly run through these ones, and you'll see on all of them, I'm looking at the same structures. Oops. For some reason, I deleted the FIB levels over here, but Algo looks something like this. Is exactly that pivot, that low that Bitcoin made to the high, and you can see we're finding support here by the 382. Okay, but I'm still looking at the 0.618 which has nice confluence with these highs, and even the 50% has nice confluence with these highs where you get that wick in and out. But nonetheless, the principle that I'm trying to explain here is that I'm building my positions in this area because looking at Bitcoin, I am looking at this scenario potentially playing out. Okay. And like I said, it could be those ones where you reject and you come down. Okay, so perhaps that will be a profit-taking area for me. I will just have to observe the price reaction when we get there, have a look at local CVD. Do we have strength? Do we have nice green volume kicking in? Or does the price look weak for momentum to the downside? Based on all those factors, I will make a decision whether I'm getting out of my positions or whether I'm adding to my positions. Okay. Not easy. It's not always easy. Trading is a full-time job with good risk management and sticking to your rules. Right, what else? Algo AVAX. AVAX, similar structure on the 4-hour, right? Currently finding support by the 50% fib level, but I must say the 786 looks more juicy to me because the 786 has confluence with these highs that will act as support. So we might not get what we want. The 618 has confluence with this consolidation, so you could get a bounce from the 618. And if we do further find momentum to the downside, definitely a bouncing area, almost a definite bouncing area by the 786. Like I said, not to say that we're going to claim the high, but definitely a bouncing area. Okay, and perhaps we start forming a trend. You know, we can even do this and then finally have the breakout. Okay, Zilliqa. Let's see what's going on at ZOL. Grab my fib, bottom to the high. Okay, still got some ways to go. I just want to see where's that high. That high is by the 786. It's already been tested, so perhaps the 618 between the 618 and 786 level still looks good. Okay, still looks good. Aditya, hi, welcome, thanks for joining. And who else? David Serena, hi, thanks for joining. Appreciate. Take a look at Gala. I will take a look at Gala just now. And let me just wrap this up quickly and we can go and have a look at some of the altcoins that you guys are suggesting. Okay, your charts are so clean, man. I love it. Thank you so much. Yes, you know, when you go and eat in a restaurant and you see dirt on the floor in the kitchen and mud and cockroaches running around, do you want to still go eat there? So I believe a clean kitchen is a healthy, tasty kitchen, and that's why I keep my charts clean as well. Right. Okay, cool. But from a larger time, you know, when you start zooming in into the 8-hour, I still see bullish structure. Okay, regardless of this dip that we've now had from Bitcoin, looking at larger time scales, I still see bullish momentum here to the upside. Zilliqa is one of those ones that's already hit the 1.618. which is some of the targets of the coins. Some of the coins that I've gone through are still here. So I'm still expecting some momentum here to the upside to come and at least hit the 1.618 level as a minimum third wave target. Okay, so from a larger time frame perspective, the structure is still bullish. Right, next H-bar. Okay, larger time frame perspective, structure is still bullish. We got a rejection here by the 1.236. And guys, do yourself a favor. Go put in, pause the screen. When I'm done with the live stream, go back, pause the screen, and go put these numbers inside of your fibs. These numbers are very important, and it doesn't come standard with your fibs. Okay. You'll see literally what I do is it looks like a mess inside here but I just type those numbers in there. I change the colors that make sense to me, and just make sure that you have these. Go change your settings to what you're seeing over here. It will really help you out, because in Elliott wave theory, or even in fib expansion trading scenarios, is that you'll see your 0.618, your 1-to-1 ratio, your 1.236, which is not in your settings, your 1.382, which is not in your settings, is important C wave targets and corrective structure targets. And look how we rejected here by the 1.236. And then some people ask, why did we reject there? Okay, I could have told you, because we hit the 1.236. Okay. And then you can go as high as the 5.618, even higher if you want to. Right, go use these settings. Where are we? H-bar. Okay, cool. But H-bar still, let me go back onto the 4-hour. Right. Still looking at this structure over here from the low. It's quite a big structure over here. 618 already hit. Okay. We do have at the 786 confluence with these highs. Let's go. KSM. Okay, we broke back. We broke out of this diagonal. We broke out with relatively, with okay volume. It wasn't high, it was okay. And now we're back inside the triangle. Okay, so where is that structure? Is it from there? Yes. Onto the 4 hour. I think that's the structure. Yes, we've hit this, the 0.618, even the 786, still a possibility. What I like about the 786, I think some of the altcoins, if we do get that bounce, are going to come until the 786 because it has such nice confluence. Okay, with a high over there, nice little highs and support over here for a possible bounce to the upside. And potentially that will be the true breakout. This was the fake out. Okay. But also, please always keep the bearish scenarios in mind as well. Like you can do that. Okay, I'm not just being bullish. I'm sharing with you my trading plan. My trading plan at the moment is bullish. Until I hit my invalidation, I will then reassess where I am, take the knock on the chin, and look for a next trading opportunity. Right, CRV. CRV. Is still bullish. I mean, looking at the larger time frame over here, let's go on to the 12 hour. You can see this massive momentum that I've been tracking here to the downside. You know, just when in doubt, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. I can't express to you guys, we are still outside. We've broken out successfully. Okay, so any pullback, even to this trend line, is still bullish. Okay, right. But going back onto the 4 hour, ideally, I wouldn't like us to retrace that deep, but this is the structure that I'm looking at from the low to the high. Almost tapped the 618, which has confluence with these highs over here. So perhaps for CRV, this is the bouncing area. Okay, at the 618. And we haven't tapped it yet, so we can still come down and perhaps do this before we find strength to the upside, being supported by the highs over here. Right, and even further down the 786. And you guys will notice I'm not mentioning the 0.88. Also on your FIB, if you don't have the 0.88, go put it in, because there's many times, more often than not, that I've seen when you hit the 0.88, you retrace until the 618, and then you go take the low. You take the low. Okay, and this low. You go grab the liquidity, and then we'll recess when we get to this trend line over here. Okay, go put the 0.88 in your FIB and make sure that you have the 0.236 as well, because in extreme bullish momentum, like in the bull market where we're going into right now, the 0.236 is also a FIB bouncing level where you bounce and you continue, and everyone's waiting for the 382, for the 50%, for the 618, and they keep on missing out on the trades because it's bouncing on the 0.236. Okay, make sure that you have these levels in your FIBs and in your FIB expansions. Right, EGLD. Quickly over here, also from the pivot low to the high, nice little bounce here on the 618, and could this level hold? This is a stronger level because it has confluence with these highs as well. Moving along, ILV, Illuvium actually looks very bullish. I think from all the portfolio builds that I've been doing, this one is actually in profit. Okay, my entry is over here somewhere, and I'm actually now in significant profit. So Illuvium is one of those that's just said, stuff it, I'm not going to listen to Bitcoin, I'm going to do my own thing. But still, nonetheless, tracking this momentum, I want to see a breakout with high volume to confirm higher prices to come. Right, last on the list, Mina. Let's go on to the 8 hour and just assess the situation. You can see here's my FIB from the low to the high, and we are currently almost by the 786, okay, which has confluence with this high over here. You see the 618, these highs provided support, but it just smashed through. But also we have to acknowledge that inside of this triangle, we had a fake out. Can you see the fake out? Fake out to the upside, and potentially we're still going to build up that spring to give us the true breakout or the breakdown where I want to see us hold this support over here. Okay, you can see how nicely this resistance at the was over here, and then it was support. It was support. So if we had to come back down here and we find support here again, that's potentially an exceptional loading up zone. Right. That is basically it for the altcoins that I'm tracking at the moment. If you guys would like me to have a look at anything else, let me know. Okay. Hi, Willem. Welcome. Yo. I hope you watch Starship launch yesterday. I saw the future of BTC and alts. It looks good. Okay. Good. Which Gala? Someone wanted me to have a look at Gala. Let's just take all the scribble out here. Go back. Let's see if I think I do have Gala over here. Right. Ooh, I like double-digit corrections. Okay. Can you guys see where Gala rejected? I do not make up these levels. Guys, I really don't make up these levels. Okay. Look at how beautiful this wave 1, 2, and an explosive third wave to the upside, taking us to the 2.618. Okay. Never mind the 1.618. It was like stuff that I'm not going to stop at this bus stop. I'm going to go to this bus stop over here. The fact that we have smashed through the 1.618, if we can find support here by the 1.618, there's a high chance that we could go to the 3.618. Okay, but you don't want to see us lose the 1.618. Okay, you don't want to see us lose, because then we can come back down, and then that means that this was the top over here. Right. So that's basically what I'm seeing on Gala on the larger time frames. Let me take the scribble out and see if there's any clues on the smaller time frames. Let's go into the 1 hour. So simply put, I'll be tracking this momentum here to the downside. Put your alarm in there and go and assess what happens when your alarm goes off. Okay. But bullish nonetheless. Okay. Dogecoin did exactly the same thing. Look at what Doge did. Doge touched the 2.618, it bounced on the 1.618, and then it did this. Okay, I'm not sure if it took the high. We can go look now, but it had a momentum here to the upside. And so it looks like very similar Doge price action, what I'm seeing over here. Okay. Right, let me just check something over here. How do I see how long I've been streaming? Can't see how long I've been streaming. Right, I have a limited time, legends, so I'm going to keep this short today. And as always, if you guys, or if you'd like me to go through any coins, let me know in the comments right now. Otherwise, I am going to wrap this up. I just quickly also, before I wrap up, very important, wanted to show some bullish momentum, some news over here. So as you can see, each cycle touched this green line, and we smashed almost above it every time. We smashed above it every time. You can see above it every time. So it looks like there's still gas in the tank for us to go and do that from a macro perspective. Right. Looks similar as the Nasdaq. So some people are still very bullish, where you can see we're building kind of the same parallel channel, and some people are calling for a massive breakout here to the upside. Will Bitcoin do the same? Right. Up next. Previous all-time highs deviation led to a golden tap. Okay, and this is basically, I'm not sure if this is the level that I'm watching as well. Let's just see here. So looks like, you know, I'm waiting for it looks like similar structure over here. See, from the low to the high where I have the FIP. So some people are calling for this as well. When you compare it to previous bull cycles, is we bounced on the 618, we bounced inside the golden pocket where we had acceleration to the upside. So perhaps this time, maybe in this area for a bounce to the upside where we can see the acceleration of the bull market kicking in. Not sure. Right. Just in. Double, okay. Just in Bitcoin net. So basically the difficulty of the miners and the computers mining the Bitcoin is at all-time highs at the moment. Right. What else? Breaking spot Bitcoin ETF inflow was only. So here you can see the ETF's inflow. How much was bought during 12 March, 13 March, and 14 March. And maybe perhaps why there was also a little bit of a retracement yesterday is yesterday on 14 March, it was the least amount bought so far. Okay, but perhaps now with this dip that we're experiencing, FOMO is going to kick in and people are going to start buying up the dip. So perhaps tomorrow this number will be significantly larger. Right. It took 4 years for MicroStrategy to buy 205,000 Bitcoin. It took just a few months for BlackRock to buy more than MicroStrategy bought in 4 years. Okay. Absolutely insane. So this was MicroStrategy, the red. And this was the ETFs. Holy shit. Impressive. And that's what's driving the price to the upside. Okay, cool. That is it from me. I see we are currently getting a drop over here. We are currently getting a drop. No, we're not. I think the CVD tool is just being overloaded at the moment. Right, and I think that's why it's struggling to load as well. Everyone inside the Legends community and other trading groups are most probably using this tool and putting loads of pressure on it. Okay, but nonetheless, we are finding consolidation here. I still see, even with higher price action, let me do this. Even with higher price action, but I'm here on the 1 hour and I'm too scared to go to the smaller time frames just now. It doesn't load up. I'm still seeing upwards pressure here, but downwards pressure on CVD, which could be bullish for the short term. Right, that is basically it from me. Please have a super awesome Friday and weekend. Please smash up the like, show your love, and until the next one, cheers for now.